10 and 11 a.m. I'm telling y'all now, everybody over there I'll move the thing around. Wait. We're gonna have Rumble over here. So the Rumble chat gonna be over here starting tomorrow. So, if I know you guys been on Rumble, typing up a storm. I think I just figured out how to, put the Rumble chat on the screen. Maybe I keep the Twitch chat on the screen while we're on Twitch, but we're gonna have Rumble as well. Anyway, welcome to another stream, and I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I know it's kind of late; it's like 12:20 on the East Coast, so I can imagine what time it is for you guys. If you're in the UK, it's probably like early AM, like 5 a.m. type shit, right? By the way, remember, I'm coming to the UK very soon. I'm coming to the UK either October or November, definitely before December. That's the plan. Okay, I'm doing an event out there. And also, just to let you guys know, if you guys are in the New York City area, we are doing the first ever Chat Nigga event, which is going to be, I think the date is September 10th. So, again, it lit a fire underneath me, when I seen everybody, all these little bitch ass things, they don't really got nothing they could really say about me, right? So, after the whole little Roots picnic shit, I see everybody trying to pop out, take a little pot shots, do whatever. I see them. I write the names down. We'll get back to them. But we are doing our first Chat Nigga event, and it will be September 10th. That's the date I have picked out. So September 10th. I don't care where you live at, where you from. That date's going to be official. It's going to be Akademiks and friends. There will be no other person on the lineup. You never know what you might find, though. You know what I mean? You never know. It could be, you could show up. I might have a little TJ performing. I might have 6ix9ine performing. We going to do some podcast, some shit. I might try out 10, 20 minutes of stand-up. Might have some other people with me. We're going to make it fun. I want to interact with the crowd. This is going to be an open-ended thing, but it's just a straight Chat Nigga event. So, September 10th. I don't know when tickets is going to be available. It's going to be in Jersey, actually. So, it's like literally 5 minutes from New York. So, it's pretty much going to be right in, near like Manhattan, Times Square, but it's going to be on the Jersey side. So if you guys are going to be in the Northeast, I would love to meet y'all that day. All right. That's going to be around a couple of the things I have planned. I'm launching the Academy, which is, our like production house for additional content, but also trying to help start other people's podcasts and also create content with other people and for other people, kind of building out, our version of a network. We're not trying to just trump it up too quickly because, I've watched a lot of people try to do that and crash and burn. So a lot of those things are coming, but September 10th, just for you guys to know, that's our date. Okay. All right. We have a bunch of shit to get to tonight. We must get to Boosie getting locked up. Y'all can write these things down for me. Boosie getting locked up. Casanova getting slashed in jail. Tory Lanez's lawyer, basically, well, she ain't telling on him, but I'm going to tell you how we get some leaked emails, which are usually, that shit, it's just messy. It's getting really messy with the Tory shit. Really messy. We have to talk about Tory. Spam up a few things. Y'all want to talk about gunner sales? We'll talk a little bit about that too. Don't you worry about it. A lot of people say an emergency meeting. Salute to Andrew Tate. That's our boys over here at Rumble. They doing their thing. They broke some crazy record. They had like 1 million people live, man. This shit was crazy. I watched the whole thing. Andrew Tate's just a natural born fucking star. Somebody says, we got to talk about Russell Simmons. We got to talk about Russell Simmons. You know why? With all due respect, and by the way, Russell, I was going to be on your ass. You know who told me to chill? Because you was their man's Vlad. But, respectfully, I remember when you tried to jump on the bandwagon. We going to dig some shit up today. Yeah, I know some of y'all want me to get into the Melly stuff, and I want y'all to pick. Tomorrow is, y'all know I'm giving y'all an 8-hour day tomorrow. So I'm doing 8 hours. Like tomorrow, I'm giving you out a whole 8-hour day. We're doing all Melly shit tomorrow. Do you want me just to cover like that whole Melly interrogation shit tomorrow, right before we get into trial? We could do that. Because tomorrow's all Melly. You know, we don't get to do regular topics. I don't want to cover Melly on a day we not even, like, we got other shit to talk about. You get what I'm saying? So, like, tomorrow morning, we're all on that. I see everybody with the Gunna shit. What y'all feeling about the Gunna? Okay. Somebody said, not covered today? Nah. Yo, trust me, we're doing everything Melly tomorrow. And I'm going to do, and matter of fact, I might stream a little bit earlier that we could get to the whole snitching thing. I want to pull some case files on that too, because I'm hearing a lot of people. So, oh my God, I feel like y'all have me doing the topic involuntarily. There's a video that came out of Melly talking to the police, and people are saying, whoa, he's snitching. Like, he's snitching like everybody else. A lot of people are telling me, no, it's not snitching because it's self-defense. Like, for example, like if, you know, say you live in Florida and a nigga runs in your crib, you shoot him and you kill him, right? If when the police comes, you got to tell the police what happens. You can't be like, nah, I'm too real, nigga. I can't tell you what happened. Like, they're going to be like, all right, we'll lock you up for murder. You got to tell them, like, yo, I'm chilling, mind my business. Some nigga ran up, thought he had to drop on me, and I put that nigga in a fucking casket. Like, that's just how the shit goes. So you do got to speak to the police or at least cooperate with the investigation, especially for self-defense. For what I'm hearing, that Melly shit is a self-defense. I'm not going to take people at their word for it. It's kind of interesting timing that this is coming out, even though low-key, I think it leaked via one of those pages that were pulling, what do you call it again? They're doing this Freedom of Information Acts, so they're able to see some of these interrogation footage. But still, like, he's on trial for his life. We're still going to discuss it, but give me until tomorrow. We'll really get on it, all right? Somebody says, I told you on the pod, Gunna gonna sell. Nobody care if he snitch. I don't think we got Gunna numbers yet. I think Gunna numbers gonna come down tomorrow, if you ask me. I think Gunna numbers is coming down tomorrow. I didn't get any inclination that his numbers were announced. Okay, I'm just previewing topics at this point, though. So we're not jumping into anything yet. Let me see. What else? What else? Keep giving me topics. Oh yeah. Migos reunited. I like that. Or well, Quavo and not Takeoff. Rest in peace, Takeoff. Quavo and Offset. That was good. Let me see. Yo, Boom, you are wilding right now. Boom is like, Gunna did not drop no fucking tape of the year. Y'all are tweaking, man. Like, I understand we like Gunna, and this is like, you know, we like underdog tapes, but if y'all think this was like tape of the year, like, you're tweaking. This whole tape was like, let me explain. Like, it should just be called Let Me Explain. Gunna wasn't in his normal bag of just kind of like even every song had like some subliminals to what he went through. And again, I understand, like, you know, shit, look at the name of the tape. You know what I mean? What's that shit called again? Oh, the tape is called Gift and a Curse. You can tell like he has some shit to say. I appreciate the tape for him having some shit to say, because usually Gunna's rapping about a bunch of nothing. Gunna's raps and rhymes usually could be categorized as a fucking catalog in Neiman Marcus or Saks Fifth. Like, he's usually rapping about nothing. Bunch of raps about Birkins and Chanel's and getting you the biggest Chanel in the store. Nobody would hear that bullshit, man. This is the first time I felt like Gunna was rapping with intention. So I do like it. I like the album. But I'm going to be honest with you. We've never really cared for Gunna to be saying shit. We just cared for the bops. We just cared for them joints that, you know, whether it was a song like Banking on Me, which is for the females. We like songs like that from Gunna, okay? We love songs like that from Gunna. That's like Banking on Me. Or it could be a song like Met Gala, or it could be a song like, you know what I mean? Like any turned up song he's had where it's just a vibe. You know what I mean? I don't think we really look at Gunna to be the nigga who's telling us nothing. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I listened to this whole album. One of my takeaways was I didn't even know Gunna was that gangster. Like, Gunna seemed more gangster on this album than I've ever seen him. Like, I've always just seen Gunna as the like the skinny fat nigga or the big boned nigga that was always wearing the fucking tight leather, You know what I mean? Button ups. And I'm like, damn, brother, you know you got a little man boob. You got a little moob over there. Like, you like me, bro. We both got a little man boob. It's all good, bro. You got to wear your size. You feel me? Like, you know what I mean? But ever since he lost the weight, he back on the gangster timing. So maybe Gunna got to gain the weight back that he could keep rapping about the clothes that he probably couldn't fit. But now he lost the weight. This nigga, I looked at Gunna. I know Gunna confident as a bitch when I seen this picture right here. I seen this video of him. I said, Gunna feeling confident as a bitch. Where is that? By the way, Ja Morant got fined or whatever. Wait, yeah, I seen this. Seen this right here. And then there's another one. He's just chilling with his shirt open. I ain't post that one? He's just chilling with his shirt open. Like, oh, right here. This the one.
You did.
My boy Gunna done left Atlanta. Y'all niggas will not catch him lacking on Cleveland Ave. All the niggas I'm hearing in Atlanta, they're all mad. Yes, Gunna has levitated and left you niggas behind. Gunna don't care if y'all don't want to produce for him. No disrespect to Weezy. We love Weezy. But Gunna is like, yo, I'm hot out here, baby. The people love me. They don't give a fuck what happened. You get me? And I'm going to hit y'all with the like, because I'm going to just tell the people I didn't snitch. The fuck? I'm going to tell them, yo, they tricked me. Like, you know what I mean? Gunna's getting this off. I like it. Gunna's actually succeeding at getting this shit off. And it just goes back to what I've said. It's better to be liked than to be right. Gunna, like, we like Gunna. Gunna's going to get this pass. He's not doing too much. He's just kind of keeping his lane. Let me tell you this. The whole industry's mad. You know what I mean? By the way, not one rapper posted this nigga. Except like DDG. You know what I mean? Did DDG have a song with him back in the day? DDG Gunna. Did they have a song together? Oh, they did. They had a song called Elon Musk. DDG was the only nigga that posted this, that posted Gunna. Trust me, I looked. Meanwhile, as soon as Gunna's album dropped, you could tell they're sizing this shit. Young Thug dropped some countdown. This is some QR code that he dropped. It says business is business. It's a QR code. It doesn't go to Gunna's album. It goes to some other countdown for some other shit. And everybody and their mama posted it. 21 Savage posted it. I see G Herbo posted it. I see Metro Boomin posted it. Wait, did Metro? Of course Metro posted it, right? Like, everybody and their mama posted this thing. And essentially what it's telling you is that, you know, again, maybe they're not going to be speaking out against Gunna, but, bro, they all rock with Thug. You know what I mean? The reason why I think that Gunna is going to sell in between that 60,000 and 85,000 range is that Gunna is one of the industry, like, loves, like, the babies. Like, he one of them niggas, when he drop an album, everybody posts his album. Like, people like Youngboy 6ix9ine, there's a few other people that when they drop, nobody posts their shit. It might be one nigga. Like, Gunna, everybody and their mama posted that DS Forever. Everybody posted it. Nigga, everybody kept writing with the P emoji. I'm like, yo, do you know that P stand for planned pregnancy? No, I'm playing. No, not planned pregnancy. Planned parenthood. Actually, I think that should stand for handicap parking. I don't know. Somebody says surprise drop 80K. Let me see. You know what I don't like about y'all? I'm gonna tell y'all what I don't like about fans like y'all. I don't like what I don't like about fans like y'all is that it's so much about what you like versus what you don't like. First of all, Gunna's getting playlisted. Yes, he didn't get radio, but he dropped a surprise album, and none of them songs are really meant to be on radio. Yes, none of his friends are posting it. I think he's going to be doing between 60 and 85. We'll see. Around tomorrow, I'll let you know. It wouldn't surprise me if it's in the 50s range. Here's why I think y'all are so hypocritical. Remember when after 6ix9ine snitched and 6ix9ine was breaking every record? Everybody was just like, why you ain't doing more? Like, for Gunna, y'all are mad understanding. Y'all like, oh shit, yeah, nobody fucking with him. Damn, 60, that's not that bad. Even though, to be honest, he did 150 before. Again, I just hope y'all realize that, and by the way, I am y'all, which means like the hypocrisy I have too. But I see y'all make all type of excuses for Gunna. Like, nigga, you just did 150. Fuck the surprise drop, nigga. Everybody and their mama been talking about you for the last year, nigga. The last damn year. It just kind of shows that, rappers like Gunna partially are really kept up by the industry structure that's in place. Now, the reason why I say that is because after this album, the next tape he drops, I don't care if he promotes it or not. If he doesn't get no industry support like he's getting now, that shit's gonna flop. Let's be honest. Like, this is an anticipated what is gonna say tape. And if it's not even doing 100, you could tell 100 not in his repertoire no more. Unless they come back around and tell him they love him. I don't know. All right. Okay. We could talk about the quality of Gunna's album soon, but again, the full numbers aren't in yet. I will let you know when the full numbers are in. Gunna, matter of fact, let's just talk about it now, I guess. Gunna has some interesting lines on this shit. It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Gunna's still rapping like he's best friends with Thug. Did y'all hear some of these lyrics? Listen to some of these lyrics. Hold on. Where is that? Okay. So this is from Rodeo Drive. He says, I know some niggas locked up in a dungeon that say they feel me like a fabric. Yeah, that's a weird rhyme, but okay. I know you heard I've been pulling up, pressing these niggas who claim that I ratted. Okay. Then he says, talking about all these fuck niggas, always had some envy. They didn't know they was envious. Switching on my brother. Are you serious? Niggas ain't gonna touch me, and that's period. That sounds like a City Girls rap. Holy shit, Gunna. Then he says, you niggas broke and it's just loaf. I don't really care though. Hide the barrel. Man, free my bro, Jeffro. Back to business is way more dinero. Okay? And there's another line. He says, only I done cried because this feeling for my bro, King Slime. And you know my mind, you done watch that nigga grow. Knowing you hear the lies that your little brother might fold. Gunna wanna. So basically, I guess he's saying that he cried because he thought Young Thug think he's like folding. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Yo, Gunna send more mixed messages than a high school freshman girl, bro. Like, remember back when you were in high school, like, like you were a freshman trying to talk to another freshman girl? It's like, do you like me? And like, she's just confusing. Like, Gunna's like, I didn't snitch, but I accidentally might have told. Nah, they tricked me, but really, nah, I kept it solid. Yo, I hope Jeffrey ain't think, nigga, you told. It's cool. It's cool, gang. I like his first excuse. They tricked me. I didn't know what I was doing. I like that excuse. They tricked me. Okay. All right, we'll get back to this. Yo, this Boosie shit is like fucking confused. Well, not confusing. Um, Ironically, the most vocal person about snitching is Boosie. So Boosie goes on this interview recently, and these days, I ain't gonna lie, Math Hoffa, they on your head these days. Math Hoffa Boosie. Boosie went on Math Hoffa because he dropped a promo tape, and he basically he's dropped an album, so he went on a promo run. Usually only does Vlad because Vlad, you know what I mean? I don't even want to give out the dollar amount, but Vlad is paying this nigga tens of thousands of dollars bi-weekly to sit on that couch, okay? So that nigga comes in for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Vlad is giving that nigga the back. You get what I mean? You see why that nigga is keep doing these interviews. Anyway, people believe that, you know, after he was on Math Hoffa's show, that's why he got locked up. I think, was this a clip? Let me see.
But what I'm speaking about, bro, like, oh, Deacon.
There it is.
Bro, like, I stand on fucking,
There it is.
and it be out in the thing.
You honest, King. Like, if
The real heavy situation.
Bro, this shit is, bro, I'm an open book, bro.
So
Like, this shit ain't scripted, bro.
Okay, so and people think this question, which by the way I don't believe at all. So Math Hoffa, I don't think. Come on now, but you know this is how stupid people are.
Did I come in here and tell you can't ask me that?
No, not at all.
I'm an open book, bro.
And we asked that question.
So you say you just keep it 100 all the time.
Bro, I don't go on an interview and say, don't do this. Nigga, I'm an open book.
Now I've always said about Boosie is that, you see, the interesting, sometimes people, and I see some of y'all in the chat say, yo, Ak, whenever you talk about snitching, first of all, I'm not in the streets, but anytime I talk about it, it's just, I like holding humans to the standard that they claim they set for themselves. I could always tell y'all, yo, man, if I ever fight a nigga, man, I'm gonna punch that nigga so hard, that nigga gonna end up in a coma. Everything sounds good till you have to go through it. You get what I mean? Like, I hear some people glamorize jail. Next thing, they're writing a letter from jail saying that, yo, come on, please let me out. Such is the case with the snitching thing. Everybody has these morals of snitching until they're the one locked up, right? Now, Boosie's a little bit different because Boosie's been on death row to December 3rd. But I've always said, in reality, if we really want to be like clear and frank, everybody's hypocritical about snitching. That's the only reason why I even shine light on it. Everybody's hypocritical about it, right? Look at Boosie with T.I. Boosie was explaining, even though he said, you know, he acknowledged that later on that T.I. was like playing around with that shit. But this is what Boosie said about T.I. He's like, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, that nigga did a lot for me. And just like when Wack 100 came on here and he was talking about P, and he said, I don't give a fuck what them niggas say. He paid for my daughter's college. Bro, we're all humans and we're all hypocrites and we make exceptions. There's nobody who calls this snitching thing black and white. I think Boosie tries to do it, but such is the case when you try to be the person on a soapbox, whether it be liberals on Twitter or it be like some super hard gangster in hip hop, you're going to get tested by your own words, right? So obviously the T.I. thing was one, but people feel like his recent new arrest kind of matched what this is. And this is a clip that's from Math Hoffa show. Let me play it. Sorry.
100 all the time.
Bro, I don't go on an interview and say, don't do this. Nigga, I'm an open book. Well, you know what I get paid to do podcasts, bro? I'm doing this shit as my run.
Right.
When I sit on a fucking couch, bro, and give this shit, I get real money, bro.
Right.
Like, this shit ain't,
But
like,
I'm saying, but you can't keep
this
it
a
real.
part of my
Like, this is-
hustle now.
So
I sit on a couch and get paid what niggas do an hour show for, bro.
Right. So you get pulled over, right?
Yeah.
Cops found the weapon. Who
Yeah.
gun is this?
Yeah. What happened?
You keep it real in that situation too?
What you mean if the cops find the weapon?
Yeah, if they find a weapon, it's like 5 of y'all in the whip. It ain't yours.
This shit didn't happen plenty of times.
Yeah,
my boy
it happened a few
gonna
times.
say that's his guns when they come to the car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what they do.
They always
That's
pull
when you
you
have the
over.
youngest person in the clique for all of time around you. You know, people do that seven different times in the clip. Who's never not convicted, they just, you know, take the charge for the pistol.
Okay. Now, I have a theory, and this is just my theory. Especially that southern district of New York, them feds over there. I believe they're huge fans of hip hop. They watch everything. But my theory goes beyond that. I think I said on Vlad, or maybe it was somebody else I was arguing with or debating with, and I said, I believe the feds don't like the fact that some of these rappers are pushing this anti-snitch shit. I'm going to tell you why. The reason why the majority of cases don't go to trial is because of cooperants. I also pointed out to like the 6ix9ine thing, and 6ix9ine is my friend. Now, granted, 6ix9ine doesn't get paid to fucking snitch. Like, he told already. However, I believe, this is my personal belief, that the feds probably every once in a while just kind of look over to make sure he's okay. Because here's the thing. 6ix9ine's a walking billboard for cooperants. Now, I'm going to tell you how that manifests. 6ix9ine gets beat up in LA Fitness. My nigga, when have you ever heard somebody get jumped? You just got jumped. And they put out a fucking hotline number saying, if you know anything to do with the jumping, no slashing, no weapons was involved other than just feet and hands. They put out a fucking hotline. There's a number you could call in for a whole week straight to tell who attacked 6ix9ine. Now, why do you think that's the case? There's assaults every day in every city. This is just my theory. I believe the FBI or Homeland Security or whoever, I felt they pressured that local precinct or that local municipality to find whoever beat up 6ix9ine. You got to make an example out of them. Because 6ix9ine was running around here for a good while. And even though y'all keep saying he's with cops, he's not with cops. But I do think the cops look at him to say, he's the best billboard for cooperants. He's showing cooperants, yo, you could tell on niggas. You could come back, live a good life. And you could still be like living. Again, these are things that would help them trying to flip future suspects. So I think they put the pressure on that, again, I looked up that, was it Lake Worth? No, it was not Lake Worth. No, not Lake Worth. It wasn't Fort Lauderdale. I forgot what the actual city was that he got beat up in. But nigga, they've never ever put out a hotline for that. Now you might be like, oh no, it's because it's high profile. All right, cool. Now, let me advance the thought. My thought is this. I think the Fed's been looking at this nigga right here, Boosie. Boosie been probably somebody that's working against their agenda. He's the most judgmental motherfucker when it comes to snitching. He's telling people, don't snitch. And again, this is just a thought of mine. I don't know if this is true. But I believe that Boosie spoke into existence that the feds start looking at him. Do you get what I mean? Now, when you hear how he got arrested, you literally have to be like, no, the feds been looking at him. But for what reason? Now, granted, he was on death row for murder like years ago. Here we go. But why now? So anyway, he got arrested. So, he had a gun case. And interestingly enough, which I don't know if the feds are even looking at this, they're probably looking at Boosie like the audacity of this guy. He comments on everybody's case. He's telling them don't snitch, blah, blah, blah. Boosie went to YNW Melly's trial. If you don't know, let's go to Law and Crimes. Boosie, here we go. Oh, sorry. Boosie Law and Crimes. Wait. Boosie went to support.
Claim that
Yeah.
prosecution gave.
And if so, had
trying to see if I can find the picture or video of him. Sorry. I guess they might just had a still picture, but Boosie was in court supporting YNW Melly, right?
Or demands.
Yeah. So anyway, listen to how this nigga got arrested. This is crazy. They said Boosie Badass went out, full out of the frying pan and into the fire over in his gun case in San Diego. Because while local prosecutors dropped the charges, they really made way for the feds to go after him. TMZ Hip Hop wrote the story that federal agents nabbed Boosie outside of the San Diego courtroom. So he went in for a hearing for a state charge about a pistol. That got dismissed, and as soon as he was walking out the courtroom, the feds picked him up. Now, it was the ATF, right? So I think, what does the ATF stand for? Yeah. I think it's, the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. So they regulate, weapons or sales of weapons or illegal transactions of any weapons. And anytime you hear people with switches, like, they're the people who usually come in. Anyway, they hauled him in for possession of a weapon by a felon. Basically the same charge as San Diego dropped. Here's the thing. It doesn't seem like it was from the same incident. So this is how they claim that they had Boosie dead to rights on having a weapon. By the way, this is going to look very similar to the NBA Youngboy case, if you guys don't remember that one. In the NBA Youngboy case, Youngboy was never caught physically with the gun in Louisiana. What he was caught, like, they basically call the cops. As soon as the cops come, everybody's like, oh, everybody just walks away, right? And they essentially go off reports, and then they go off like what was in the memory cards of Youngboy holding the gun during the shooting of the video. And then they try to get DNA, which was unsuccessful, and fingerprints, which was unsuccessful. But they basically use like just videos of Youngboy holding the gun to charge him. And it's the same thing with Boosie. So look at this case. Now, they said in the federal documents, Boosie, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull the federal documents up right now. Give me 1 second. I actually have a federal login to these to the federal court. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. If I could get back, I forgot my password. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to bring up the documents instead of just reading from what TMZ has. Give me 1 second. Wait, is it this? Hold on, I'm gonna have to give me 1 second again. Damn, man. Fucking me up. Someone says call whack for what? Just give me a second. I just want to get the right information. And also, since we're on stream, I would like to get the I'd rather just have the actual documents rather than just read from. What the fuck am I missing now? Okay, give me 1 second. God damn, man. Jesus Christ. Give me 1 second. I should have had all this. Oh, my bad. All right, cool. Sorry. My bad. Okay. All right, just got in this shit. Jesus Christ. My bad for this chat. I know some of y'all tired already. But just rock out with me. Federal cases are like mad easy to look up. Wait, why can't I? Am I tweaking? I don't know. The site's working. Okay. Fuck. All right. All right, man. I'm not gonna put this on screen. I'm gonna just look it up. Then I'm just grab the document. Let me see. What's Boosie's real name? Boosie. What's his name again? Torrance. This is the same way I used to get all 6ix9ine cases. Well, he only had one case. All right, give me a second. What's his name? Hatch. Torrance. All right, I got it. My bad, chat. So here's the fucking complaint. Oh, that shit's sealed. Okay. So that shit's sealed. Didn't they get it unsealed? Warrant returned, executed. Oh, TMZ got some shit that's is still sealed. This is crazy. They put a motion to detain. Yeah, this nigga's. Oh yeah, we can't see it. I don't know how TMZ got it then. What the fuck? Like I see the case. You can't see it. Everything is sealed. So in federal cases you can see like, criminal charges and complaints or whatever. But the document alleging whatever he did is sealed. So I'm guessing TMZ must have like just used their sources, which is probably just somebody like in that federal building. Okay, we'll just go off what TMZ's saying. Okay, cool. So that was a whole bunch of nothing for nothing, I guess. He got a lawyer. Whatever. Oh, while I have this up, I look at Cass's case after this too to see what's up with him. Cause I see people saying who told. I don't give a fuck who really told, but I'll look at it for y'all. This is the only thing I can find on Boosie. I'll send it. Let me open on here. So this is the arrest warrant. They don't really say shit though. You're commanded to arrest and bring forward before a United States magistrate judge without unnecessary delay. Terrence Hatch, aka Boosie, aka Little Boosie, aka Boosie Badass, who's accused of an offense or violation based on the following document filed with the court, which is a complaint. The offense is briefly described as follows: felon in possession of a firearm. Yeah, that's kind of as much as we know. His lawyer submitted this shit. Oh no, actually, this is the lawyer. This is the prosecutor. I, the unsigned, appear as lead counsel for the United States. Yeah, so that's the prosecutor. Okay, all right, whatever. All right. So let me get back to more interesting shit. So what they're trying to say, and again, I'm waiting till this gets on sealed. I'm really wondering why it's not sealed. or why it's still unsealed. You know, today was Juneteenth, so like it's technically a holiday. Um, Federal court, it's a federal holiday, so federal court is open back tomorrow. He might have a hearing tomorrow, maybe for like an initial bond or whatever. Clearly, it looked like they were trying to hold him without bond. If there was something else why they were, because here's the thing, it looked like they were trying to get him in custody. We don't know if there's more things on the complaint. And then we don't know if possibly there's what's called a superseded indictment, right? So right now it doesn't say this is an indictment. It says there's a complaint, which means a government agency like the ATF, which this is where I'm saying they're clearly were watching him. So the ATF, who should be looking for niggas with Glockies with the switchies, you feel me? There's a switch epidemic going on. Niggas is 3D printing switches. You know what I mean? Niggas is rapping. Buka put the switch on for me. Highly illegal because it turns a Glock into a goddamn machine gun. The ATF, they're responsible for charging and getting with those individuals. Yet they're looking at Lil Boosie on live like he's Ja Morant and this is the NBA. I'm sorry. Boosie not that important. I'm just sorry. Like, y'all got way more important things to worry about. You know, when people are trying to push a gun reform, gun laws are changing all over the place. Federal gun laws have to matter because there's school shootings all the time. And you're worried about what Boosie has in his back pocket on an Instagram Live? What the fuck? So this is why people believe that maybe there's more to this indictment. Maybe this is just not it, right? So this is what they're saying, right? The documents, right? ATF hauled him in for possession of a weapon by a felon. Hear what they said. In the federal documents, Boosie was seen on an Instagram live feed back on May 6th with a gun tucked in the waistband of his red jeans. The feds say the San Diego PD was watching. Come on, bro. The San Diego PD was watching that IG feed and mobilized officers to pull over a vehicle that had Boosie riding in the back seat. Okay? So I guess they seen Boosie. I'm going to be honest with you. Them niggas must have 20/20, well, more than 20/20 vision. Whatever's better than that. Because I didn't even easily recognize, like, oh, that's a gun in his waistband. But they're saying that, you know, he never took the gun out. But the police are saying that they noticed it. Number one, why are they just randomly watching him? That sounds weird, right? This kind of sounds weird. Y'all got all type of crime in San Diego, and y'all are just watching Lil Boosie on live. Make this make sense. Okay. They say, according to the feds, right before the Mercedes, Yeah, so they said right before the Mercedes SUV pulled over, a San Diego officer noticed movement in the back seat that they believe someone looked like someone attempted to conceal a firearm or illegal contraband in their experience. Once the vehicle was pulled over, Boosie told the officer he did not have any weapons, but his security did. During the search, a cop found a Hellcat 9mm in the guard's bag and also loaded Glock 9mm on the rear passenger seat, okay? They said all three people, Boosie, his guard, and driver, were taken into custody. Cops say that they heard Boosie yell at the guard, "You told me they were in the bag." Once cops reviewed the IG footage, they matched the Glock with the weapon in Boosie's waistband. So the Glock, they're saying that the loaded Glock that was on the passenger seat, they're claiming that was in Boosie's waistband, which I'm looking at it, this is like some young boy charges. Like, bro, y'all are going through memory cards and like trying to watch like videos to try to catch these guys. Like, really? Once cops reviewed, they matched the Glock with the weapon in Boosie's waistband, and that's why they busted him. Boosie was released from Louisiana State Prison in 2014 after serving more than 4 years for drug charges. Okay? Shortly after his arrest, he fired off a tweet apologizing to his kids. We've reached out to his camp. No word there. Let me see if I can find this IG Live. I think that IG Live exists. I gotta find it to see what the fuck the police were really on or looking for. Boosie. By the way, ain't it ironic that Boosie been going at Mark Zuckerberg for the longest about his Instagram? Come to find out, he gets locked up on federal charges for being on Instagram. Okay, I guess this is it. Here we go.
Oh, Boosie.
Let me ask y'all a question. How old is Boosie? It said Boosie's 40 years old. If y'all can see here. Boosie's 40 years old, right? If Lil Boosie is 40 years of age, right? Already got, beat his death row situation. Is it smart? Is he being careful having a gun on him or being dumb? Clearly, he said that he was with security. But sometimes, I'm trying to play devil's advocate a little bit. Sometimes these guys say they're paranoid and security don't make them feel safe, so they like keeping a gun with them. Is he being smart? No, well, not being smart because he got caught, but is he being stupid by having a gun on him or is he being safe? Somebody says, well, he got shot last year. That's a great point. He did get shot last year. I think Boosie publicized. Boosie was all over the place publicizing that he's a felon. And he couldn't own a gun. Boosie, gun, lawyer. I remember he went on the thing saying that he wanted a lawyer to help him, like, be able to get a gun legally because he, I guess he was saying he had, like, enemies or whatever the case is. Let me see. Boosie. I think I had posted him. Let's see. Boosie says he went off on a rant and basically was just like, yo, listen, like he basically said he needs a gun. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Usually I'd be like, no, but yo, Boosie got shot last year, dog.
The streets is dangerous. Y'all seen what they did to Boosie, right? Y'all seen that?
About the IG Live?
Call him on IG.
Well, some of y'all saying y'all think T.I. did this? How would T.I. be involved in this?
Yeah. That nigga is working for the police. Whoever was on that, had that IG Live, Boosie never knew the nigga was behind him with it. Then the nigga let Boosie turn around, identified it was Boosie what he had on.
Stay in the left 2 lanes.
Said, what? We was watching the IG Live. This is the thing. That wasn't Boosie IG Live.
Hey, I'm not too sure if Boosie was here with it. Here's how Boosie's moving. Boosie is such a hustler for a check. If a nigga DM Boosie, like Boosie will literally tweet out his number like, yo, call me if you have a booking. If you tell Boosie you have $20,000, you could be in the worst hood in America. Boosie's coming to get it. And that comes with its own issues. Because you might go into somebody's hood to shoot some ghetto music video that you probably are running around with your one security guard. You go in this neighborhood, you're like, fuck, nigga, I need to have a gun on me. Like, look where they're shooting this video at. It looked like they're doing a music video, right?
That's why they came.
You turn around, they record you. The DA then uses that. They use that as means for probable cause and jack you. Now they jack you, bring you in, arrest you. They know you gonna bail. They let you bail. But the probable cause is in place. You come back to court, they drop it on the state level. Soon as you step out, the feds grab you. The feds was making sure how they got you was solid, so when they charge you, Boosie finna get 5 to 10 years, bro.
God damn.
Like I said, they been trying to get the nigga. They been trying to get him. Every time they pulled him over, they thought it was dead. He might have got clean. But whoever that nigga was, on that.
Okay. Now, there's some more details which I seen Billboard come out with. They said the gun charge came after cops tracked him, spotted him on Instagram, and tracked him with a helicopter. I don't know. That just seems a little bit exorbitant. Nigga, imagine seeing somebody on an Instagram live and say, yo, send the helicopters. What the fuck? It's a newly unsealed court documents. It's not unsealed. Nigga, I'm looking at the bitch. Am I tweaking? It is not unsealed. Because I would love to see the whole thing. Hold on. I'm trying to check again. Yeah, the shit is not unsealed. I don't know how people are getting this shit. This shit is not on sale. Like, what the fuck? I'll show you what it says. This is what it says on the government website. Which, I mean, this kind of tells you what we kind of really wanted to know right here. Look at this. Okay. This is what it says on the government website. This was a motion to seal. See? It literally says sealed. Look, the United States of America, by its counsel, moves to seal the complaint and the arrest warrant. And number 3, the motion in the above caption matter. These documents disclose an ongoing covert investigation. Disclosure in the public record at this time would likely cause the targets to flee and avoid prosecution, destroy or discard evidence, and otherwise seriously jeopardize the investigation. That's kind of scary. They say the targets. What the fuck are they investigating? Anyway, let me just keep reading. This is on Billboard. Rapper Boosie federal gun charge came this week after the San Diego police tracked his Instagram account and even used a helicopter to locate him in an alleged gang-affiliated neighborhood, according to new unsealed court documents obtained by Billboard. In the criminal complaint unsealed by a judge Friday, they say it got unsealed Friday. Hold on, let me see. June 16th. I still can't see this shit. I don't know what the fuck they talking about. Whatever. Okay. It says in a criminal complaint unsealed by the judge, federal prosecutor says Boosie's May 6th arrest was sparked by local police spotting the rapper, whose real name is Torrance Hatch, in an Instagram video of a known gang member. Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm guessing the known gang members who. Oh, okay, this makes sense. Boosie, you fucked yourself, dog. Boosie is going around, and Boosie will go to any killer's neighborhood, any hood nigga's neighborhood, and go pick up a bag to do a verse with them or drop anything. Boosie, it's kind of like what happened in the Taxstone situation. Yo, Casanova called somebody after the Taxstone situation. That nigga was on the investigation too. So this is like the nature of the game for Boosie. Boosie, because you fucking with so many hood niggas, you gotta imagine some of these niggas already got the feds on them. So here's the thing. When you cross paths with these guys, the feds that were looking at them now look at you as a opportunity to gain a headline. So they try to make sure you're in the up and up. And if you just couldn't, like, they were probably watching this guy's Instagram live already. You could probably tell whose Instagram live they were watching. Look, let me see. Boosie. Let's see the name of the person. Right here. KP. Yeah. This is KP2 Market Made. Instagram KP2 _ Market Made. Don't tell me this thing is, oh my God, this nigga Instagram still up.
Don't need no mask, I'm finna bounce out the load, nigga.
Yeah, this nigga look like he on an investigation. Brother, if I'm you, man, I would have deleted this page a long time ago. Nigga, by the way, this picture here, I'm telling you about this picture. Wait, let me see. Oh, I gotta open the TMZ article back up again. Boosie. This picture is actually in the documents. Like, this is actually in the motherfucking charging documents or the complaint, which means there's two people live. Boosie was live. They clearly hint that they weren't looking at Boosie. They were looking at, look what it says, spotting the rapper in an Instagram video of a known gang member. They probably was looking at this nigga, which is this nigga.
Nigga has been stuck on my brain since my mama lost her brother, ain't been the same since. I'm traumatized, but I'm knowing how the game get. In that prison, lost my granny, now I'm paying.
Yeah, they were looking at this guy. Now he posts, now I know how much the police really hate me for no reason. I'm gone. Nigga, a little bit too late, nigga. A little bit too late, my brother. A little bit too late, my brother. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to put blame on this guy because I want to cross my T's and dot my I's. It's part of the reason why you probably got locked up, but you can't blame this guy. Anyway, they see the gun. It's in his pocket right here. Also, there's another nigga they tagged, Bully 3. Who the fuck is that? No way he's a gang member, right? Bully 3. Bully 3. Yeah, he don't look like he no gang. Yeah, this nigga don't look like he in a gang at all. Nah, this nigga don't look like he no gang to me. These niggas just got like, I think that's that carpal tunnel that got them twisting their fingers up.
Shots, no Patron. Load the Glock, been a couple blocks on your zone. Pop, pop, watch a couple niggas drop, then we gone. Dirty east side, dirty grimy east side. Tattoos and Levi's, thug assist knee high. Hopped off the porch with the torch in the G-Ride.
Yeah, this guy don't even look gang affiliated. Just be honest with you.
Everybody got hard to the beat, starting the blood pouring out. Everybody got hard to the beat, starting to get smacked up. And you find out he a mark, we got parked, nigga got clapped up. I be still playing my part, he to get sparked, we get blacked up. I ain't never gotta act, bitch, my little homies gon' act up. I ain't never not strapped, plus my little homies be strapped up. If a nigga ain't got it on, he probably ain't bout this shit back up. If a nigga ain't got it on, he probably ain't bout this shit back up. We just gon' get racked up, and we got this macked up. Bitch on big Glock popper, call this bitch Big Popper. Say got hard, nigga, I'm a hard stopper, ayy.
Oh shit.
Hard in the paint.
All right. I suppose. Okay, so that's what happened. Let's go back to this document. So they spotted Boosie in an Instagram video of a known gang member sporting a black handgun tucked into the back waistband of his pants. Switching to Boosie Instagram account. Okay, so basically they said they weren't even looking at Boosie at first. They were looking at the gangbangers shit. Boosie come in because Boosie's trying to get the bag. Now they're like, oh shit, this little Boosie. Let's look and see what he got going on because Boosie goes live too. Prosecutor says police use an airborne law enforcement unit. What the fuck is that? An airborne law enforcement unit to locate the rapper in an allegedly gang-associated neighborhood of San Diego. Oh, that's like a helicopter, I guess. They be calling them birds out in California. After a traffic stop a short while later, they say Boosie was found in a black SUV with a matching black pistol in the vehicle. The newly unsealed documents, reported first by Billboard, details the timeline of the events that led to the widely reported charges filed against Boosie by federal prosecutors. The rapper was suddenly arrested on June 14 at a California courthouse, just minutes after an appearance in which charges from a state prosecutor based on the traffic stop were dismissed. Okay, so it was the same event, but it got dismissed statewide and they got picked up on the feds. Wow. But based on the same May arrest, federal prosecutors now have charged Boosie with violating federal laws barring a previously convicted felon from possessing a firearm. The newly unsealed charging documents offer ample details on the events that led to Boosie's arrest, while a San Diego police detective was conducting intelligence gathering by monitoring the Instagram of a known a neighborhood crip. Holy, never mind. I don't want no smoke with them guys. Ain't that Nipsey Hussle's gang? Neighborhood crip. That's Nipsey Hussle gang, right? Prosecutors said an unidentified man was spotted filming a music video in what appeared to be a backyard of a residence. When the video was tagged with Boosie's handle, the detective switched to watching the rapper's Instagram account, which at that moment streaming a live story at the location the prosecutors say is associated with neighborhood crip criminal street gang. According to the complaint, the information was then relayed to an airborne unit. Prosecutors were able to locate Boosie and observe him get into a black Mercedes SUV. Police followed and eventually pulled over that vehicle after the driver failed to stop at a red light. They capped about this. When the police want to pull you over, they always say you ain't stopping at a red light, you did this, you were speeding. Nah, they just want to check the car. When the car stopped, Boosie allegedly told officers that a security guard was in possession of a single gun, but 2 pistols were discovered in the car, including one in the rear passenger seat. Prosecutors say is the same weapon pictured in Hatch's rear waistband. During processing, Hatch yelled at the security guard and asked why the security guard told the detective the gun was on the seat. Federal prosecutors wrote in the charging documents unveiled on Friday. SDPD officers heard tell security, "You told me they were in the bag." The statement demonstrated Hatch's knowledge of the firearms and Mercedes. It's unclear why federal investigators chose to charge Boosie after the state-level case was dismissed. Under U.S. Department of Justice internal policies, prosecutors sometimes avoid filing federal cases after earlier state law charges. That's usually true. Usually it goes straight federal, but they usually don't come and clean up after the state. But the state dropped theirs and they're going. It's a little odd. Spokesman for the U.S. Attorney Office in San Diego did not immediately return a request for comment. Boosie has made his initial appearance before a judge on Thursday, but a decision on pretrial release has been pushed back till June 19th at the request of prosecutors. He will remain in federal custody until that hearing. Wow. All right. Feel bad for Boosie. Boosie, I'm going to be honest with you, man. This was probably inevitable. You a dude who you fuck with the hood, and that was just a day you fuck with the wrong dudes who were already on their investigation. And you're probably carrying that gun to protect yourself, but the judge do not give a fuck. Now, here's the thing. Because Boosie is already a felon and not supposed to have that gun, if he's found guilty on these federal charges, they're going to give him at least 5 to 7. Easily. I feel bad for Boosie. All right. Let's kind of move on. What else did I say I was going to touch before? I understand it's 1:30 and I know we got an early morning tomorrow, so I'm just trying to hit a couple topics real quick. Then we'll move off of it. Hey, yo, Russell Simmons, man. You were very motherfucking vocal when it came time to, you're one of them niggas trying to pile on when I had made a comment, wasn't aimed at all, pioneers of hip hop or the elder statesmen, but, such is the case, a lot of people always figure if you can't beat them at their strongest, wait till somebody else start jumping them, then you could jump in. Now, you later recanted and kind of like apologized for even coming at me the way you did. If anybody doesn't remember the initial thing, Russell Simmons, Akademiks. By the way, that's when I made the comment about, some of these pioneers were like dusty and broke. I was definitely not talking to Russell Simmons, but he felt the need, along with LL Cool J and a few people, to address me. Here's some of what he said.
Let me say this. I was asked to speak about this attack on the founding fathers, and in light of it becoming the 50th birthday of hip-hop, I figured I'd share something because I was asked from a friend. He sent me the comments from the DJ Akademiks. I don't know who Akademiks is, but I know that he's popular amongst young people. Let me say this. Hip-hop has in the founding fathers, without Hollywood and Chiba and Starsky and Kool Herc and Busy Bee and Love Bug, and without Grandmaster Flash and Grand Wizard Theodore, and without those people, I wouldn't be here. But I was there before there was such thing as records. These are people who played the parties that Rush Productions promoted.
Yeah, no disrespect, you guys could go watch the whole thing in full. It's about like 8 minutes, trying to get to like some pertinent parts to continue the story.
The great Grandmaster, watching that, stuck in this who I worked with all the way up until the music business and record label. Just, pause and be grateful for those who came before you, who built your life. I don't know how wealthy you are, how many boats you float on, how many cars you own. How many people have you made rich? How many people have you made successful who have made their families successful? What have you done for the culture, most importantly? I know Kanye's songs and I know Drake's songs. I don't know you. I know I sound like Stacey Dash. I don't know you, nigga, at all. I don't know what you made.
Now, they always said, and by the way, I was going to fire this dude up too. I don't give a fuck. Old, young, I don't give no fucks. Listen, man, we all human. We all bleed the same. Again, he had issued pretty much an apology saying, not really an apology, but just say, you know what, I was kind of harsh, and I think just even him, kind of taking the edge off of it, I was like, whatever. And also, Vlad said this was his man. Secondly, I always say this. You see, when you can't throw stones when you live in a glass house. And I always say this. Anytime you dig a grave for somebody else, make sure you dig two. Always dig two. Because the same thing that you talk about, and it happens to me too. Don't you worry. I am not exempt. I say this as somebody who talks shit about people too. You always know that it comes back around at times. Now, these are some of these guys who don't like to be in this type of arena, right? I'm always in this arena. So like when it comes to a week or a day where they said 8 people showed up to my show, yeah, you know, you talk a lot of shit about motherfuckers, and you actually say niggas be flopping in this. That this was your flop. You're gonna have to eat this one. And you could sit here and try to explain that. No, mad people came later, and maybe no, it was actually like 2. Niggas ain't want to hear that, nigga. You caught a flop. Take it. I'm taking it in stride to this day, still. But such is the case when you hop in this arena, you now leave the door open for other people to speak on you. Now, I didn't do the bidding and really, essentially completely eviscerate him because, of course, like, it's Russell Simmons at the end of the day. And I do have respect for what he meant. And, some of the things he said wasn't wrong, even though I think the context was wrong. But nobody heard my original comments and everybody thought I was just attacking everybody. So I get it. So even then, I was just like, yo, everybody, y'all could get y'all. I'm the punching bag for this week. If this unites all the old heads, y'all go ahead. But still, I say all that to say that, Russell, I hope you dug too. Because your own family came out to expose your ass. If you guys don't know, Russell Simmons' daughter, her name is Ming Lee, put up a video of her father going ballistic, and you couldn't really hear it, right? You couldn't really hear it. This is him cussing out his daughter on FaceTime. Now, it looks all great when you're in Bali and you're sitting there with your legs all like folded and shit like that. I'm a little big boned, and I don't know if I could sit like that in Indian style. But we all know why you went to Bali. Like, that whole Bali thing is kind of covered for some of the things that you're allegedly accused of. But that's neither here nor there, and I won't get into that. I've always said, you had all deaf going, all deaf, big flop. Again, you did a good job with Def Jam. Ran over there to Bali, and hearing you speak, I believed every word you said. And I still didn't have any reason to doubt the words you said until your own family talked about you. Father's Day came, and instead of them celebrating you, they're talking about you like a piece of shit. So let me start from the first thing. This is his ex-wife, Kimora Lee Simmons. If you're old enough to be in hip-hop, you would probably know about their romance. And, allegedly he started dating her when she was 17. He eventually had kids with her later on. And this was such a story, and my name even got brought up, which I was like, ain't this a bitch? Mr. Perfect, who's in Bali, ducking all type of shit, but the whole hip-hop community won't really talk about it because this is one of, like, the godfathers, one of the pillars. Let's listen.
I never get into this. I usually let people go and rant and rave. It's funny, though, how this particular person in question, because I could go in on a few of them, one by one. But it's funny how this particular person, if you, again, go look back, you'll see on their page that they post all these pictures like we're together, like we're friends. They've even posted pictures and then said, like, I just got off the phone with my kids. They sent me this great picture. None of that's true. I like receipts. So, of course, I have text messages. I have messages from all my kids.
Me too.
You can go and see. I think the bottom line, like probably the breaking point for all of this was over the past many months when their dad
Dry your tears, Queen. Dry your tears.
just sort of cut them off. He was contributing a little bit of cash to their like monthly, college spending, not much, a couple $100 probably, maybe $500. Maybe, and I never get into this. I usually let people go and rant. And so one day he just kind of cut the kids off. There was no more money coming in, no more like allowance, quote unquote allowance. I think he probably did that just to double up the expenses on me, which is no problem. I stepped up, I did it. But when he did this, it was around just before finals and graduation. It was some months ago, just before finals and graduation. And he did it without telling the kids or talking to the kids or anything. He did it, it's funny, after he did an interview with, I heard some clips from an interview with this young man. I don't know, but I see him a lot. I think his name is Akademiks or DJ Akademiks. Oh, happy Juneteenth, you guys. We're doing all this on Juneteenth. Come on, let it go. Let it out. So I saw in that clip, that was some months ago too. You can go and reference it and find it, where he told this guy, he was on and on about this guy, and I think it was about old school hip hop heads and how, and so one day he just
Speak, Queen.
should honor them, which I believe you should. But he was saying to the guy, like, I'm so rich, I got this and I got that, and I'm this and that. None of that could be further from the truth. You know, he has turned around, and then again, I have records and evidence of this where he's told the kids in writing, we have it, text messages, I'm broke, I this, I that, I can't, you know, go get it from your mom. Now, meanwhile, I have been financially carrying this person probably for the last at least 10 years, myself and my ex-husband. Again, this is all proven with receipts, so if whatever, somebody doesn't like what I'm saying, you know, we could talk about it, we can come, we can open up our receipts. I love it, I love receipts. But I've taken care of this person to the tune of many, many, many millions of dollars to help with their bills, their overhead, their companies that they run into the ground, their unsuccessful bids, all of their stuff.
Russell. You know I ain't gonna just let you just skate by with this one, right? We gonna make sure you answer this one. When I'm done posting this shit tomorrow, it's gonna feel like a tsunami hit Bali, nigga.
I don't necessarily speak for my kids, but I think I could take probably a good shot at it. They're sleeping right now because you should honor them, which I believe you should. Not even 8:30 in the morning. But my two oldest girls, they're young women. They're young women of the world. I think that was very tough for them, that their dad like kind of cut them off and cut off conversation and cut off helping them. And he's even said things to them like, why did you go to college? You shouldn't have gone to college. You wasted that money. You could have saved it. While I'm up here trying to hustle the kids over the finish line. Not even 8:30 in the morning. I didn't just start to see my kids. We didn't just go through a divorce. We went through this divorce, I don't know, 20 years ago. 20 some odd years ago. So this is not a situation, again, you can get receipts, you can go see where they say like, oh, kids been brainwashed, but we've been fine.
Russell, you had a lot to say about me. You know we want you to talk about this, right?
Up until these past several years. So, you know, what happened?
Don't cry, Queen.
All of a sudden now the kids are brainwashed. All of a sudden now these young women who are grown women are babies. You know, they have their own relationship with you. You have your own not existent relationship with them. I'm just asking that you please leave us alone. You know, I've tried to go to.
Damn, you gotta be a piece of shit. For the mother of your kids, her only request is leave us the fuck alone. Hey, Russell, you talked about making a lot of people rich, man. Did you make your family happy? Russell, you asked me how many people did I make rich? You said, who am I? Well, who are you if this is how your family speaks about you? You were chasing the wrong things, gang. You're in Bali. Your family's unhappy. They're crying. They're crying out for help. You made a bunch of strangers rich, but you made your family unhappy. You tell me the true metric of a successful man. Because I would like to say, making your family happy and proud, that is more important than any career accolades. But let me listen to this queen talk about you.
Lawyers and get help. I've tried to show all the crazy texts I've had to block. Like, you do crazy shit, like send flowers to yourself and take a picture and post it on the gram.
Russell, you sending flowers to yourself? Yep, you gotta do it. You live in Bali.
And tell everybody I sent you flowers. Again, I have receipts of all of this. I have receipts from your office saying that you sent flowers to yourself. I didn't just start to see my kids. We didn't just go through.
What? But let's not just listen to the mom. Let's listen to the daughter.
He sent her with the...
She's balling too? Russell. All that shit talking about me, all that you made this for people, you got the woman in your life crying, brother. Russell.
Middle of the night to like take her some papers to like sign away her inheritance or whatever. And then she was like, should I be signing this? And I was like, what? He like sends people to threaten her.
Russell?
And you know Ming is a calm person.
Oh, this is a Yoki Lee. Okay.
No, please stop with the bullshit about I hope you find peace and privacy and this is venting. I have been dealing with this my whole life.
Oh my God, wipe those tears away, queen.
This is not...
You deserve better.
New, it's not new drama. I already live in the drama, so now I'm just sharing. This is not... There's no therapy you can go to with someone who weaponizes the fact that you don't want to go public, right? Because when he posts something and then I don't respond, because I'm like, I don't want to have drama. And so he's been weaponizing that we don't want to... have drama. I'm not... I care about my family. I don't like to have this out there. But he uses that against you. Well, what are you going to do about it? You're not going to say something. So now I'm saying something. And if you're going to say one more thing about, you should be in private in therapy, get off, please. Because I'm telling you, he uses that against me, and I'm not going to have it. And my sister and my mother, and I'm not going to have it. And he's going to spin the whole narrative about, your mom turned you against me. I am very independent-minded. You can ask my mom. She has an issue with me every day.
Chat is the reason why when niggas talk shit about me, I write their name down, and whether it's 2 days, 2 hours, 2 years, 20 years, or 2 lifetimes, I remember. Russell, this is shocking, my brother.
Since I was 4, I want to cut my hair. I want to move out. I want to do this. And she's like, we negotiate all the time. I'm not the type to whatever you say, mommy. I'm kind of an independent individual in that way. She would know. She raised me with a lot of work. So he's going to say, she's not with me. I'm in New York. Like I said, staying with a friend because he will not even give me $100 for rent, which is fine. I'm saving. But all that money you're crying, he doesn't give me $1. Not that you need it, people work, people are 18, 20, they don't have parental support. My mom supports me.
You gotta care for the daughters. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, it's just cause this nigga talk shit about me. If he ain't talking shit about me, I'd be blasting these lazy ass kids. What the fuck you crying about your daddy not giving you money? But fuck that. Russell! Fuck do you got going on, nigga? Okay. Anyway, here's the other one. Oh, no, it's the same one.
I did also want to come on here and say that I can't, between a lot of people who are close to him and who have experienced how he has, just lashed out at anyone he can and completely changed the person that he is. A lot of us feel like maybe something's wrong, mentally, I don't know. He's older, I don't know. But
he has completely changed. I will come on here and talk about whatever I want because it's my life and I'm the one suffering. So, he has completely changed. The couple texts I just had, those are only the beginning. I'm gonna go through them if he's gonna, I don't want to post a ton. But if he tries to say that, like, it's not happening, I have screen recordings, I have voice memos of things that it doesn't sound like a human being. He's like shrieking and yelling and, I mean, he sounds like possessed. So, I will say, I'm not even sure if it's like to his credit, but the best explanation I have is something mental going on, because I used to be very close to my dad. He used to be a good co-parent, close with my mom, my stepdad. He was his godfather to my little brothers. We all went on vacation together every year, like very close, well after the divorce. Everyone was really happy. When he had business ventures, my mom would invest in them, like good friends. He'd come stay with us, like we'd come stay there. We'd like all the time, everyone together. And then really he suddenly just decided that, like, if we don't agree, it's, oh, you're all like your mother, I hate you, all these are the same. Oh my, I mean, he's just a different person. Like, he has, like, looked me in the eye, and I've been like, I need help. I was in Greece doing the camp, and I was like, you cut off my debit card. I only got, like, couple $100 a month as a minor. And I was like, I'm in a foreign country, and I
ain't gonna lie, man. Russell, I don't even fuck with you like that, but I can't listen to this entitled shit, bro. Surely we don't get to go to. I never been to Greece. Like, I was in Greece. My credit card couldn't work. I couldn't get a latte in the morning. Oh my God, my dad. Fuck my dad. Why? Whoa. Why did he cut off my allowance? I just couldn't get these Gucci boots, and they were the latest thing that Kim K wore. Oh my God, what the fuck am I listening to? What type of spoiled shit is this? I don't even like this nigga, man. Y'all had me switching up mid-thing, dog. Fuck. Entitlement. Listen, we all know Russell Simmons ran to Bali because he thinks the fountain of youth is at the bottom of underage pussy. Let's keep it a bean. Allegedly. I don't know. There's allegedly. Don't sue me. I don't know about that shit. I'm just saying, listen, allegedly. I don't know what's going on. That's what he doing, though. Allegedly. I don't even know what's going on. The hand rock. We don't agree with the fuck shit we heard about him. Allegedly. I don't even know if this is true. But y'all a grown-ass woman, man. As soon as I hear allowance, I'm like, they got to be 13. They got to be kids 13. Fuck, do you need an allowance? Like, no disrespect to this woman. Let me see how old she is. How old is Aoki Kim? Nigga, she 20? Nigga, I was working in CVS at like 15, man. Man, she better go get a fucking job, man. Listen, I don't give a fuck what she's talking about. You should be cut off and kicked out. I believe every parent should get their kid ready for about 20. I mean, it's a little early to get kicked out. 21 to 23, you got to kick the fucking bird out of the nest. Get the fuck out of the house. You think you about to go live off what daddy did? Listen, I'm going to give you a nice head start. You going to be running 100 miles per hour, but you got to jump out the nest. You got to learn to fly. Over here crying because your debit card cut off? What the hell? Now, granted, I understand with like daughters and stuff like that a little bit more, because you kind of want to coddle them and kind of show them and spoil them a bit, that hopefully, you know, in my opinion, you got to spoil your daughters that they don't become whores. Yo, I seen a video today. It broke my heart. It like I seen it on Twitter. Did y'all see that shit? It was some chick. She had a pool party, man. The pussy's out, titties out. She's dancing, whatever. Nah, that ain't the crazy part. The crazy part is when everybody confronted her about it. So if you watch the video on Twitter, like everybody's like trying, well, the women are trying to like cover her up. The niggas are just like, yo, nah, get the shit lit. She got the pussy out, whatever. That's not even the worst part. The worst part is about when she got on live. She defended her behavior. And she said something which I instantly had to add on my red flags list. Any bitch who tell me these two terms is automatically disqualified from me taking them serious. The chick who was naked at the pool party with her pussy out, random niggas sticking shit in her, she says, I do it again because I'm young and turned. And I got flashbacks. That's what all these new little thoughts are saying. They're young and turned. Young and turned. That's smut terminology. That's smut lingo. And as far as I know, I don't want no bitch talking like that, to keep it real. So I know me personally, I would spoil my daughter just to make sure she don't end up like that. By the way, if you got a girl that uses that terminology, any girl tell you they're young and turned, they're a smut. Smut. I'm young and I'm turned. Fuck this. Nigga, I'm like, that's what young and turned means? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell. Somebody said the video. Bro, I can't. It's a fucking naked video of a chick at a pool party. I think all this thought behavior is happening in Houston these days, chat. So in Houston, these women are like literally. You go to Houston, they'll throw a pool party. You know black people can't swim. So ain't nobody in the fucking pool. But everybody got apparel like they're in the pool. Everybody got swim trunks on, but nobody gets in the pool. In Houston, they're telling me the parties are getting so lit that women start sucking the niggas off in the party, like public shit. And that shit made me a little sad because I'm like, damn. Imagine like you run into one of these women, because here's the thing, how a lot of these women, when they say they're young and they turned, that mean they could be a whore right now. And then when they turn 30, now they want to settle down with you. Imagine settling down with the girl who was fucking young and turned at some party where she's naked, where niggas is doing all type of shit to her. Oh my God. Anyway, I went on a little tangent. My bad. I just think, as men, we got to protect your daughters. And Russell, you should try to, obviously you want her out the nest and that she could survive and not living off you and her mom. But, here's also the curse with having rich kids. They never had to ever hunt. Like, nigga, I'm pretty sure she never had a regular job in her life. She probably has been relying on you for money forever. She doesn't know how to make for her own yet. Hopefully she does eventually. Yeah, what the fuck you expect is going to happen? But yeah, Aoki Lee Simmons, man, you got to get a job. You got to get it. Yo, I don't know. Anytime I start talking to the kids of these like elder statesmen in hip hop, they all want like a different result. I think Romeo had hit me up. Romeo was like, nah, I want to come on the show. He had sent me his number, but we ain't get on the line yet. I said the same thing about Romeo. Like, damn, man, what you think your father's supposed to do for you? Even though he was accusing his father of stealing still. But, it feels like the kids of these, celebrities, they walk around with an air of entitlement. Like, you're worried about daddy cutting you off. Like, shit. If at that point, I had to go get a job to go be able to get even a couple dollars, period, just to spend. Somebody said the age is wrong. How old is she? She was born August 16, 2002. She looks really young in this picture, though. Whatever. Anyway, I'm going to pray for you, Russell. I'm going to pray for you. I know you're a good man. Hopefully, at heart, you just got misled a little bit. Okay. Let me see what the fuck else that one. I'll quickly address this. Not that I need to. Not that I need to, but you know, we put everything on the floor over here. I won't even play the episode because I just can't give a lame ass nigga no type of airtime. A nigga who just, you know, I'm talking about the Brilliant Idiot episode. So Brilliant Idiots, you know, not salute to Charlamagne. He got the Black Effect podcast network going on there, but clearly he's struggling to find the next Tax Tone. Okay, we all know Tax Tone was a prolific podcaster that came from the street perspective, but he was just more than that. He was someone who had a way with words, but also was about that life and about that action. He was a one of one. He created a whole wave and a whole different, realm that he was bringing podcasts into. We all got to say, despite his conviction recently, Tax Tone was and is a podcasting legend. Now, understand that Charlamagne the God has the Black Effect Network. And while trying to build out a roster, it is important for him to try to gain the talent of people that could possibly fit certain molds. And I've seen him grab some of the bottom feeders of this industry. When I mean bottom feeders, the people without, they don't move the needle. The people that essentially don't have any audience. But it's probably in hopes to think that they might be Tax Tone, because there was a time Tax Tone didn't have it. In the words of Charlamagne, and I got to use his words to him, I watched the episode. I didn't know who this nigga was too much. Actually, I had to remind myself because the nigga was mad. I think the only time I communicated with him, he was mad because he said I posted something and he wanted to get tagged. Now, this is a 50-year-old man acting like a groupie. Please tag me, please tag me, please tag me, please tag me. That's who the new signee to Charlamagne's network. So I got to use Charlamagne's own words when it comes to him. Nah, that ain't it. That ain't it, Charlamagne. That ain't it. So I'll leave those words for this obsessed groupie that was on Charlamagne's podcast, dying to swing like Tarzan from my dick and my balls. They were giving him the platform. Hey, promote yourself. You're the future of Black Effect. No, let's talk about Akademiks. Akademiks. I think Akademiks. I don't think he makes good academic. Good. It's okay, my brother. It's okay. That was a very interesting, well, it wasn't an interesting conversation even. You were just obsessed. But it was interesting how everybody took the conversation. I'll tell you why. I think Andrew saw it for what it is. Number one, rehashing old talking points. You're still talking about the Grim Reaper? Brother, grow up. And you look older than everybody in the room. Grow the fuck up. Today I sat with Vic Mensa, somebody who I had issues with. That's called growth. You're over here talking about what I did in 2013. You're obsessed with my old content more than me. Grow the fuck up. Get off little baby's dick. Grow up. Now it was very interesting because I think Andrew easily identified that this nigga was just a straight hater. Obsessed, it was an obsessed boyfriend. Just looking to try to derail all good conversations because of some type of personal vendetta. And I understood Charlamagne's angle because at the end of the day, he signed this fucking loser. He signed the loser. So we gotta act like there's some worth to it. But let me make one very big correction. And I understand what's going on now. I see a lot of people who looked at me as Teflon for the longest. They saw the Roots Picnic show, and now they want to contextualize everything now. Oh, he's the internet guy. It doesn't translate. This, great. I understand. I'm taking it in stride. It will be used to fuel me. But there was a piece of that conversation that was so incredibly irrational, retarded, and I texted Schultz about this, and I'm gonna assume, just out of respect for Charlemagne, he was just playing dumb to promote this nobody wannabe. Because there's no way he believes some of the things I saw him not into. I'll give an example. That somehow Akademiks is making, or first and foremost, that somehow my streams, or what I do, period, is on somewhat of a lesser caliber than even the Brilliant Idiots podcast. If you think I see it as such, y'all are smoking dope. Because I heard certain words being thrown around, and I realized it was a very dishonest conversation. So we could open this conversation up completely. And this is not out of vitriol, because this is so much respect. You know when it comes to speaking, especially about Charlemagne, and I love Schultz. Respect. But we do have to really address some of these things. Because y'all had this clown talking about something that y'all was kikiing, and yes, I don't know if maybe he was giving that Taxstone energy. And anytime these little quasi-street niggas come into the conversation, they bully intellectuals and logic. But that's why I'm here. This is why I've made actually a name. Because all of those niggas come across as ignorant. And they could talk with a hint of aggression and a hint of like this veil of threatening, but they still look like an idiot when they're going up against ideas and logic. It never fails. I heard them talk about replay value. We could talk about that. I don't know if people are trying to do the soapbox thing, but I'll clarify it. We all talk about current events. So let me be very clear. My stream, The Breakfast Club, excluding the interviews. My stream, The Breakfast Club, current event topics, Brilliant Idiots, Hell of a Week, even Flagrant without some of the great guests. There is no replay value to some of this shit. Let's not try to content shame now. Not because I'm doing this live, just kicking it on a live stream camera, and y'all doing it whether you're on iHeart's mic or you're doing it in any studio. It's no difference. Ain't nobody going back 6 months like, oh my God, I gotta go. This ain't Breaking Bad, my nigga. This ain't Game of Thrones. Let's just keep it 100. So I don't know. I heard this clown try to interject it, and I'm like, are we serious? Let's not start this whole, I always said some people, they become elitist when they talk about content. That's what this loser was, except nobody even knows a single original thought this fucking idiot even thought. We don't even know what his thought is. Even his thoughts about me was regurgitated from the talking points of the niggas who have consistently just said the same thing without even advancing the ball. By watching that conversation, everything made sense to me. The loser's obsession with me came full circle when I realized why he's upset at me is why I've always been successful. I heard him say, streaming, what is that? What is that? What is it? What is that? That was cute. I won't even sit here and even entertain that thought. Because for an old, stupid nigga like you, you might be more familiar with this saying. The game is to be sold, not told. And I seen Andrew try to explain it a couple times. And I said, Andrew, don't chill, Andrew. Don't, you can't give him the game. You gotta let him crash and fail. You can't do that. Trust me. Let me give Andrew some credit. One of the most brilliant people in actually noticing socially. He doesn't know hip hop like that. But you know what he knows? He knows the ebbs and the flows, and he knows when culture is moving and when something is happening. It's the reason why Andrew got introduced to me by Brilliant Idiots, and he's made a 5 times bigger podcast than Flagrant 2. That's a smart motherfucker. That's a nigga who realizes this is a market that's happening. I'm going to triple down on this. I see people coming from here. I said there's a lack in the market. Joe Rogan just went exclusive. Let me get some of the people who smart. I said that to Andrew mad times. But the game is to be sold, not told. Somebody says Alex was slick hating. I think that's incorrect. I think Alex, and I listen to Flagrant 2 all the time. I love Flagrant 2. Alex is usually critical of me. And even Alex was seeing the hate. He was like, God damn it, nigga. Why are you so obsessed? Or why are you whatever? Anyway. To answer some of the things that I felt like, I think Schultz, but Schultz was really putting on a good defense, lawyer case for me. But I'll say this about some of the critiques homie had. Niggas like you feel because you're from a certain environment, you deserve to be the person to tell a story. I've always said, DJ Ghost my mans. Act gonna give it up like this. He gonna give it up like that. It's the differences that make everything great. Niggas like you, instead of putting in the work to become a DJ Ghost, to become a 1090 Jake, or whoever who came from that background, you think that you are owed the respect, the audience, the attention, and think you should be paid and rewarded as such by the people who, for the most part in the industry, are just trying to capitalize off platforms. Well, let me tell you this, sir. And Charlamagne, you should probably echo this to every other street nigga you sign trying to be in the next tax stone. Tell them this. If you don't work harder than Ack, shut the fuck up about him. Because ain't nothing in this fucking game is gifted. At the end of the day, I sleep less than you. I work harder than you. And I was very disrespected, even at the very notion, I'm not no new nigga in this game. I told you it's Big Act now. Y'all niggas stop playing with me. Period. I don't know if the list ruffles some niggas' feathers. Let me tell you this straight. This is my 13th year doing what I'm doing. I don't care what y'all categorize that. It's my 13th year doing what I'm doing. Bitch, I looked at your shit. You've been doing this shit for a year. I said to Schultz, I said, Schultz, imagine you did comedy for 10 years and some bitch ass nigga come in after a year saying that what you do ain't real comedy. Newsflash. What I do on this live stream, I equate to. And by the way, I get paid like it, so I don't give a fuck about saying it. I equate to a late night TV show, a fucking syndicated radio show, or a big time podcast. It's the same fucking thing. I figured out the business for it. I've done it. No fancy studios make nothing happen. It's all about the content. The people come for this. They were here before I bought the $2 million mansion. They were here when I was in the $2,500 a month apartment. If you can't understand that part of it, it's the reason why Tucker Carlson at his fucking house doing a show on Twitter. Again, for you, old head, this is the only time I won't even mention your name. That's how irrelevant you fucking are. This is going to be your second biggest moment other than when you actually talk to Lil Baby. The game is to be sold to a nigga like you, not told. You'll never get to where I'm at by hating on me. You'll only get there by outworking me. But I could tell you a lazy nigga already. Let's end this conversation. Let's do it, man. I was gonna give no bars, but you know what I mean. Sometimes you gotta just let people know what it is, and also the content shaming gotta stop. I know niggas who's doing voiceovers on YouTube and documentaries that I'd rather listen to than niggas with $15 million production and scripts and shit like that. At the end of the day, most of this shit not getting monetized on any platform but the internet. Before I get off it, I give homie one credit. And I've always said this is the thing I believe is the most threatening when it comes to me. I've always said, I'm not the end, but I'm the beginning. After me, there's going to be much more. But what's been started is a change that y'all can't control. I started doing what I had to do to get to where I am because I realized I was in the bootlicking, interning, whatever that was going to work at some radios. They probably wouldn't even fuck with me. I don't know nobody. I don't really, like you could call it not going on. So I don't network. I didn't know nobody in those type of places. Right now, there's a nigga in Idaho. There's a nigga in Wyoming. There's a nigga in Oklahoma. There's a nigga in New Mexico. There's a nigga in California. There's a nigga in Seattle, Washington. And they got a pretty good take about this internet shit. They got a pretty good take about hip hop. They got a pretty good take about politics or social media or just even sports or whatever it is. And those people will make it. So I heard him say one thing. He said, yo, it's when Akademiks posted, everybody posted. That's what got your panties in a bunch. I don't know what to say. don't be a dinosaur. You're either going to adjust, learn to deal with it, and also thrive in it. But it doesn't stop. Even if Akademiks goes away, there'll be somebody else. This revolution is never coming back to the other side. Salute to all people who thrive with independent media. Whether you're an Instagram page, whether you're a meme page, whether you are a Twitter, I won't call them like meme page, but it's like I call them pretty much Twitter news page. Whether you're a commentator, whether you're a reviewer, whatever you are, let me just say this to y'all. The platform that we have ain't nothing bigger than YouTube. There was a time that I felt invalidated. I used to feel invalidated. And the only reason I'm saying this is not for that loser ain't gonna be shit. Facts. He won't be shit. But it's for the people who, I know how I used to feel invalidated because I wasn't on a radio show. I used to think I needed to be there. I used to feel invalidated because I wasn't in certain, like, oh shit, I need to be here to feel like I made it. And there's probably things for y'all as well. Just know most of those things become old fast. I'll tell you how I know I made it. Everything I was looking for, the metrics in me trying to figure out if I made it, I was looking at the wrong places. It's damn near almost 3 a.m. and we got 15,000 people watching. If this ain't making it, what is? What more do I need? And I'll address one last thing, even though I said I was going to. I do that a lot, right? I seen he was trying to make a point about attention versus customers or whatever the case is. And this is why I say I welcome all scrutiny and also challenges, because I'm a little bit different. I'm like a quasi type of hybrid. I'm not just like a media entity. I'm like this media personality, but some people kind of give me the gravity and weight of almost kind of being seen as like, well, he's kind of like almost like a rapper, in a sense, you know what I mean? And not to gas myself up, but again, to use some of these traditional outlets and compare it, that's media has always just thrived on attention. You might have some people who have, they have like loyal fan bases, and even to that extent, how loyal, right? But that's what kind of media is. So, like obviously at times, my ego gets inflated, this and third. And this is why, like, I take if it's an L, I take my L in stride. I took my Roots Picnic L in stride. Keep it moving. Let's build back. Let's go do some show. And that's just me challenging myself. Because the reality, and this was another reason I saw this nigga vigorously dick sucking like Kai and Aiden and everybody. Who, by the way, two streamers who both have acknowledged to me like, yo, Ak, like, you one of the goats who, like, before we even started doing this shit, we were seeing you doing this shit, right? But those are my guys, and they're way bigger than me in the space at the moment, too. But it's people like that make people like me or even Kai or Aiden run back into a hole. And I'm going to tell you, let me explain. Because in reality, without leaving this room, without Kai leaving this room, without Aiden leaving this room, or any streamer, or any really YouTuber, we're making really good money. I don't need to go to Roots Picnic. That's not nothing that's like my assistant's still asking me like, hey, have you confirmed that the deposits hits? There's so many. I don't know. Like, I gotta go check. I gotta make sure they even paid me. But it's not about the money when I'm wanting to go out there. That's me wanting to get out of my comfort zone. The same way how I want to get out of my. I told y'all before I got on Everyday Struggle, nigga, we went on Everyday Struggle. Me and Joe was getting paid like $15,000 a month. Nigga, I was making $100,000 a month on YouTube. Think about the logic. I'm making $100,000 a month on YouTube. We went on Everyday Show. They paying us $15,000 a month. I felt it was another level. Well, not even level, but it was another challenge for me. So I've always stepped out of my comfort zone. So I enjoy it. But I'm not going to sit here and let any of y'all even just in a half breath try to act like what I've accomplished or what I've helped start makes anybody a failure because that facet isn't fully conquered yet. And then also, I'll give a challenge to that sucker. Matter of fact, I'll give the challenge to Charlamagne. Charlamagne, if you would believe in all the bullshit he was selling, the next time y'all do y'all podcast festival at Black Effect, let him headline while the artist performing. I would love to see that. Other than that, what the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, I just had to get homie a couple bars. Really, I ain't gonna lie, I was just bored tonight. All right, we should probably hit a few more things. Spam a couple more topics, chat. I'm glad I did that without liquor too. I had to break this nigga down, like, you know what I mean? Because if it was the shouting act, it would have probably, you know, they'd be like, oh, nah. All right. Mariah Mills we got to get Mariah Mills locked up, man. I ain't gonna lie, like I'm gonna sound like I'm on some gunner shit, but we got to get Mariah Mills locked up. This woman is now she's doing the most. By the way, I've came out. I don't know if that sideline source. I don't know if that Vlad interview is dropped yet, or that part of the Vlad interview is dropped. I've came out and I've recanted and I've now believe that Mariah Mills was lying about the whole thing. She was a side piece that used to get some side dick. And everything after that, she's capped it up. Bro, there's nobody who clout chases for 3 weeks and jeopardizes $100,000 a month. She claimed she was getting $100,000 a month in payment. She claims she was getting $100,000 a month. And she jeopardized it to just clout chase on Twitter for 3 weeks. I think she's lying. So now what her latest clout chase is, she says, NBA, I have a sex tape of me and Zion Williamson, and he also has them on his trap phone. Trade him now. He doesn't deserve to be in New Orleans. Sex tapes dropping soon. Like, I mean, this is something that is so threatening, but also you're threatening revenge porn on an NBA star. Like, come on, like, yo, at some point we got to realize this bitch is lying. She's lying. I think she's just lying. She's clout chasing at this point. And again, if she was thinking like this, why we ain't hear about this 2 weeks ago? Bro, she been tweeting about this nigga for 3 weeks straight. He can't say nothing. You know the Pelicans are telling him, shut the fuck up. You're an NBA player. We're going to deal with it with PR, but we're not putting out no statement. We put out a statement versus the fucking thought. Don't say nothing. We're not going to say nothing. We're going to bury this with other good deeds that you have. Hey, here's $250,000 to somebody. Go. That's how they're trying to bury this thing. This chick just keeps coming up with new things, and at a point it hit me. She's lying. Like, she's lying. And what I mean by lying, I'm not saying she's lying by the entire thing. She's over-exaggerating it. But he can't respond. So this is what I probably believe. Bro, he wasn't trying to build no future with her. She's not hurt. He probably fucked her like once or twice. or not, let me say, maybe a little bit more than that. But like, he wasn't making no verbal commitment to her like he was trying to wife. No, not at all. But she's gonna play it like that because that makes it seem like she's a victim. She was engagement farming crazy, and now look at her. She's just flat out just threatening revenge porn just to still make the blogs. I think that the NBA, who works with some of the best and finest investigators, period, should have this shit like wrapped up where she should be dragged in a courtroom, and if it's not like a restraining order in the sense of, yo, you can't speak about me, right? Because this is harassment at this point. If you're threatening to release a sex tape of an individual, you're harassing that person at that point, right? This should be handled very expeditiously. I don't know why she's still tweeting about this shit. Now, I personally believe, like, whether it's the Pelicans or Zion's team, they don't want to engage with her because what she's going to do is just expose what engaging you're doing with her. So they're hoping she stops. This scallywag won't stop. You got to deal with a scallywag like a scallywag. I just say we got to get her locked up, man. This was illegal. Threatening revenge porn, but also you've been harassing this guy. I'm sorry. Somebody said she probably seen her numbers go up. Of course she's seen her numbers go up. Yo, she's promoting all this for OnlyFans, my brother. Somebody said fly her out for an interview. Why? Why would she said everything she needs to say? Why would I fly her out for an interview? Anyway, my boy John Morant got 25 games. I gotta be honest, this was too light. The NBA is hell-bent on trying to coddle John Morant. They give statements before he gives statements. They say Nike's not gonna drop him at all, and I don't expect them to drop him. Like, I hear the motherfucker sells sneakers better than McDonald's could sell patties. Like, you know what I mean? So I get it. Don't drop the nigga. But the NBA, they be trying to act like they're on a moral high horse. So we would be looking at to see what they do. Except they're caping for this nigga too. Oh yeah, he's finally learned. He's taking responsibility. He's turning a new leaf. No, he's not. Only way to fix John Morant is for you to hack his Spotify and put NBA YoungBoy on the banned artist list. You do that on Spotify, like you can't you could ban an artist from ever being suggested to. Like, you can't even play it. That's the only way to save this guy right here. You get what I mean? Yeah, that's John Wick. I would have rather he got let's see. I think the whole season would have been good for him. I think they should have put him in a rehab facility for half the year. Have him work out with the team and travel with the team for the second half of the year. But just him having that year to mature, I think would do wonders in him helping, well, maybe not the NBA, because I think the NBA just needs him to make money because he's very popular. But I think if the team wants to win games, I don't think he gets it with this. All right. Speaking of NBA YoungBoy, welcome to NBA YoungBoy, who has, I think, taken my advice. He's back on the gram. Posted a new picture with a caption. Well, it looked like it's him and a cat. I didn't even know they had like little harnesses for cats. I didn't even know he was like a cat guy. But he said, same color of my cat eyes, the last color you gonna see when I swang on your bitch ass. P.S. I won't forget who said my name. guess the cat eyes is green. All this tells me is that he's going to drop new music soon. And man, I don't understand with YoungBoy, man. Just, dude, like, you could be normal for like a little bit, man. Like, all these artists are like so. Yo, you want me to give you a story? Let me give you a story. So I'm gonna go meet Uzi. And I'm bringing a couple people with me. I have security. I have my assistant. I have other homie with me and shit. And because some people, well, they never met Uzi before, but they've believed in all of this shit that they're seeing, they're like, yo, throw a Bible in your bag. Then they start making up hypotheticals while we're on the way. They're like, yo, what if as soon as we walk in the studio, he says to listen to the Pink tape, you got to drink some goat blood or something like that. And that's what people really believe, like, this guy is. Uzi was the most regular nigga on earth. We taking shots, everything, bro. Like, cooling, vibing. He's cracking jokes. He's funny as hell. I'm telling you, it's the same thing with YoungBoy. Like, I don't know why people think like these artists are like irregular. Now, again, they do all these things to keep an edge. I just believe, you know, YoungBoy should try just like a traditional rollout at one point. You don't have to be elusive. Nigga, you got your Instagram on. Bro, go live, preview some music, promote it. Bro, do a couple of interviews with whoever you want to do it with. Shoot some videos. And, bro, just promote your music, man. You know, like, obviously, he probably doesn't do that as much because he drops 10 tapes a year. But still, I'm glad that I've seen his Instagram back up. I just wanted to promote his music. Somebody says the 1.7 million is crazy. Yeah, it is. And by the way, I'm going to be honest with you. I think YoungBoy deactivates for this exact reason. I think he's very perceptive of his engagement. And anytime he feels he's doing too much, he falls back. Look, he was on Twitter every day, and then he just said, I'm disappeared. Then he always comes with the same excuse. I don't think I'm putting out music for a while, or I'm quitting music. Then you wait like about 3 weeks. He pops up again with some new shit. I think this is just a way how he keeps his engagement high. Like, people constantly have to go out their way to find him. This page, I guarantee this page is going to be gone within like 3 weeks. If it even lasts for a week. I think it's smart. The only thing, here's the funny part about it. It's like, you'll see all of the engagement, and I think this is actually a good thing for him, though. Bro, it's not like his followers is going up that crazy. Bro, he'll come back and probably gain like 100,000 followers. However, he has the most active fan base probably outside of Yeet. Look, these numbers are crazy. Let me look to see how many followers he had, or how many followers he grew. Yes. Hey, you can't even find it on here. I think last time when he deactivated, he had like 10.5. I could be wrong. Y'all YoungBoy stands, like, break it down for me. What did he have? What did he have, chat? He had 10.4? Somebody say he's going to sell 75K to 100K next album drop? I don't think so. He might do 75. I don't see him doing 100K until, I'm telling you, YoungBoy needs to drop a single ahead of the project, a single that is meant for consumption beyond his audience. Let that single cook up a little bit. I'm not saying it has to be like All My Life, but release it kind of like how All My Life got released, but it got to be a hit. And then drop your project. Somebody said Speed pick is at 12 million. You talking about iShow Speed? This is pick with Ronaldo? Holy shit. This motherfucker picked. Wait, Speed gets this amount of likes? 11.7 million? Yeah, this nigga is clouted. Wow. Oh, hell nah. His last picture, just a selfie, got 5 million? What in the fuck? Yo, he's doing Ice Spice numbers. Ice Spice gets like 4 million per likes. But like, yeah, damn, she doing better than Ice Spice. I seen Aiden Ross say something about Aiden Ross Speed. Aiden Ross said that Speed makes Ronaldo more.
Be honest, do you guys feel like Speed made Ronaldo more famous? Like, honestly, think about it. Like, what do you guys think? Did Speed make Ronaldo more famous? I think he did. I didn't know too much about Suey. I didn't know anything about hat tricks. I didn't know anything about soccer in general, you know, until he met Ronaldo.
I'm going to be honest with you. So I agree with Aiden. I just think he said it in a way that it comes across like you're saying that Speed is like Speed is helping Ronaldo or Speed is more famous than Ronaldo. No, I think to you as consumers who, even if you watch the World Cup, you probably don't know how Ronaldo looks. Like a lot of y'all really not into soccer or football, as many people call it around the world. Y'all not into it like that. So y'all may have heard the name Ronaldo, but you don't know how he looks. And I think Speed's obsession with him has probably ingratiated the regular American with him a little bit more. Not saying that Speed is even 100th the level of fame as Ronaldo, but at least kind of, you know, getting people a little bit more knowledgeable about him, he definitely helped. Like I'll give you an example. Okay, it's like, okay, cool. Me and 6ix9ine. I feel like I've made 6ix9ine more famous in the sense of my constant promotion of him. But am I even near to his popularity? Fuck no. You get what I mean? So Speed isn't nowhere near Ronaldo's level in popularity, but to a particular audience, did he get Ronaldo more famous or more popular? Yes. Does that make sense? So I said Ronaldo is the most famous person on earth. See, Mixtow, you're listening to the words that I'm saying, but you're not understanding it. I never said that Ronaldo was not the most famous person on the planet. I'm saying that there are people in America who vaguely know him. They might know his name, but they don't know him that well. And Speed made those people, even if it might be like 4 or 5 million people, maybe it's 4 or 5 million people. I think his promotion constantly and obsession with Ronaldo to his audience has made people a little bit more familiar with Ronaldo. However, does it mean he's more famous than Ronaldo? That's not what I'm saying. Interesting enough, did y'all see this? My boy Andrew Tate, he went off recently while he was let me see if I can find it. It's on Rumble. Hey, by the way, I want all you guys to come over to Rumble, man. We're trying to get to, I think we're still hovering around 30,000, so I need to hit that 30,000 mark really quickly. So if you guys could make an account, please hit the follow button over there. But this is Rumble. If you type in Tate Speech, you'll find his account here. This is account. And then they did an emergency meeting.
And I'm sad because I know this Matrix attack has just begun. And I'm...
Yeah. Yo, he did like a goated speech right here. He did a goated speech. And this was live too, so I think he was great.
So to speak.
He's got the hearts of young men. He's got the hearts of young men.
I feel like men nowadays need an Andrew Tate. The guy who's motivating men to be men.
If you cannot control your own mind, then you go through life with zero control, zero influence. You can't control anything. You're just a feather in the wind, waiting for life to blow you from happy place to sad place to happy place to sad place. Completely hoping on the gods to be fortunate to you, because if any genuine discomfort comes your way, you're fucked. It's so easy to win if you can control your own mind. But it seems that nobody fucking can. And that's how the people who run the world keep the world running, because they have all the slaves exactly where they need them to be, permanently distracted and semi-depressed, working their asses off in jobs which will never satisfy them and never pay enough money. That's the Matrix. We are fighting a battle, and it's absolutely not really important because the battle is for your mind. And once you lose your mind, you don't get it back.
By the way, you're going to see, I think he gets emotional a little bit. This is the old video of him. You're going to see the new video he has here in the new video, the live video. But he has shades on. I don't know if he shed a tear while he was doing this, but it felt passionate. You're going to hear it now. Here it goes.
One question is overwhelming the chat, Andrew, and I think you need to come back to where we were 30 minutes ago in this podcast. I said I would never give up on the people. I said I would never give up on our fans. I said I will not just take my hundreds of millions of dollars and run to the hills. I said I would never quit. But you never actually answered the question.
Here we go.
You're rich, you're strong, you got a family, you've got me. You could disappear from this. We could delete all of our internet profiles tomorrow. We could vanish from the internet. And we would live amazing lives, incomparable to most lives many men would ever live. So I guess the question that everyone's looking for an answer to is, what are you going to do? I know the answer, but why don't you tell them?
You know what makes me sad? If I thought crying was constructive, I would cry, but it's not who I am. I don't think it's constructive. I don't think it's the correct thing to do, but I'm not sad for myself. I'm prepared to suffer. I've built a life in which I must suffer, but I am sad for the people around me. And I'm sad because I know this Matrix attack has just begun. And I'm sad because I know they're going to try and push this to the end. And they're going to genuinely try and put us in jail for no reason. I'm sad that other countries out there, which I love, which I grew up in, which I'm patriotic to, which I have the passport to, are out to get me and hurt me for no reason other than the fact I'm trying to do good. I'm sad for the people around me who I love, who rely on me, not just on me for money, but also for my presence as a whole. I'm sad they want to take me away from my fucking children. I'm sad they want to leave me to rot in a hole. For what? What for? And I'm sad that they want to turn me into a coward. And I either have to go and live and sit in my room with all my money and try and distract myself with hedonism and a bunch of women, or go on a boat and delete my Twitter account and just shut up and be a happy coward, or I have to sit and be a sad hero. And there's no in between. That's what I'm sad about. That's what really upsets me, that I'm left with those two choices. I'm either a hero who must suffer endlessly. This is just the beginning. None of this is going away. You think this is going away? This is just the beginning of all of it. It's never going to fucking end. They're going to continue to attack me for the end of time, no matter what. They're going to keep doing it to me. And I'm sad that my children are going to wake up every day wondering if dad's in jail for no reason, or if dad's been assassinated yet. You think they're going to allow me to continue to spread good when they're truly evil in their hearts? I'll put a bullet in my head. I'm sad knowing that I could have the best life on earth, and the only thing I have to do is be a coward to live it. But I don't want to fucking wake up every day looking over my shoulder worried about being killed. And the alternative to it is to wake up every day and feel like a fucking pussy because I don't tell the truth. I'm left with two shit choices. Why? For following God? For telling people to be a good person? It's disgusting what's happening to me. I'm sad not for me. I'm sad for everybody around me. It's disgusting. I don't know.
They'll have to kill me first.
If there was a choice, there's not even a choice in my mind. I can't live as a coward. I can't live as a person. I can't sell my sanity. I can't throw my brain away and sit out here and just fucking lie to everybody and tell them to be slaves like everybody else can. I can't put on a Pokemon costume and be a fucking clown. I can't be that person. I have to be the person who tells the truth and tries to improve the world. I've always done my best to help people. We donate so much money to charity. Name another person. Name one detractor or one person who hates us who's donating a penny to anybody, who's feeding anybody. None of them are. Nobody cares. It's just you and me. We're the only people out here doing it. All the people who are after us now for money and these fake charges and this fake garbage, everyone's trying to steal all our wealth. What will they do with it? Will they donate it to charity? Will they help anybody? Of course not. They have no interest in helping anybody. We're the only ones out here genuinely trying to help people. And I'm sad that that affects the people I love most. That's what makes me sad.
Well, I'm by your side. It won't negatively affect me. If I have to sit in jail, I'll sit in jail. They're going to shoot you. I'll stand in the way. We go down together. Fuck them.
I love their brother. Their brotherhood. I think it's really impressive. Man, I rock with Tate, man. He's someone who I want to see come out on this other side and continue his. I like the arc that he's taken. I'm gonna tell you why I really like him. At first, a lot of people were trying to say, okay, he's just like this misogynist, whatever. They were really trying to sum up the manosphere. And I've realized that this guy is, he's learning as time goes on. He's malleable. And I've seen him start to promote some of the ideals that are fundamentally missing. Like things that are just beyond the scope of what even many people in the quote unquote manosphere promote. Like family. He talks about family a lot now. He talks about family, religion. It's been a while since I've even heard him talk about this is how you fuck a woman. And I think this is the exact reason why these guys, as opposed to anybody else in like the manosphere, like there's a lot of pickup artists who try to teach you how to get bitches or whatever. This is why these guys come off as authentic, because they don't seem pressed. Like, yeah, they've talked about, oh, this is how the dynamic is between men and women, blah, blah. But they don't seem pressed about it. Like, they're moving on to other shit. And I don't know. I like how his message has ramped up, but his message at this point, I believe, is really important for young men, honestly. Is really important for young men. And I'm with him in the sense of I believe that they're not going to stop trying to come after him. Yeah, I think they're going to try to imprison him for whatever reason. Is it because of his voice? I think partially. I'm going to be honest with you. But I fuck with Tate, man. Tate's my guy. Somebody said he's a threat against the elite, spelling immorality, corruption. Yeah, I mean, it's so funny. I always said I felt he went to the Islamic faith because they were trying to make what he said so extreme when there's already a religion that's saying the exact same thing that everybody who's a little scared of, they said, oh, that's your belief, we're not going to attack it, right? You know, if you look in the Bible or shit, the Quran, they're not rocking with certain type of behavior. But if you say that you're not rocking with it without quoting the Bible or the Quran, you're almost kind of you're seen as like either this misogynistic, homophobic, whatever, xenophobic, all these type of fucking adjectives. However, when you're a Muslim, you get to kind of get the comfort of the veil of the religion, where they don't attack your ideas no more because it'd be attacking the Muslim faith, which they don't want to do. So I think that's why they've attacked him more personally now, because I think he became Muslim and it's hard to just pinpoint anything they're talking about. What he said is like when he was doing like Fresh and Fit. Like when he was doing like Fresh and Fit podcasts and a few other podcasts like that. Shit, he did my podcast. Bro, he's telling you how you can fuck girls because people are just fascinated in how you fuck girls. So like he's entertaining, he's talking to shit. Anytime you see them bring up information or be like, hey, you said this, is always one of those things. It's never nothing he said in the last like year or so, which has been for the most part pretty positive and like really it's educate, is that even a word? Educatory, and it's helping men. But for whatever reason, man, they're on his head. But I just want to salute to that boy, man. I'll salute to that boy. All right. I think his popularity is kind of like dipped down a little bit. I don't know if he's still as popular because I think there was like an allure and a mystery about him. I think him on Twitter. I don't know if it does its intended purpose. It probably gets him all the people to sign him to like the war room and stuff like that. But I think people liked it when they would just run into a series of interviews with him. But now, I don't know what's changed. Maybe it's because he's not on YouTube. I don't know. He kills it on Rumble. Maybe it's because like the algorithms on like TikTok kind of like banned him. So I say he's been locked up. Well, maybe. I guess what I was. Let me show you. I don't know if you guys ever use Google Trends. Do you? Google Trends. Hold on. Let me type in Andrew Tate. Here we go. Let's look in the last 12 months. Or maybe I'm reading this wrong. So it says interest over time. And if you look at this graph, it shows him gaining popularity, kind of peaks here around August 22, 2022, or August 21st, 2022. Then I guess he gets locked up here. So he gets locked up here. And then he doesn't get out here. When does he get out? He gets out pretty much like around here, right here. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading it wrong. Give me one second. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, thank you. This is going to be the last topic I cover for tonight, and then you guys will catch me with the rest of the stream in the morning, okay? Yes, by the way, for this Tory topic, I need everybody to come over to Rumble, please. We're getting off YouTube, Twitch, everything. Please come over to Rumble, rumble.com/academics. We'll be covering the Tory topic there. Thank you guys for watching on YouTube and on Twitch, but we got to do this last topic on Rumble, all right?